I'm Rune Bergmann, and I'm excited to be here in Nashville for the first time guest conducting your Nashville Symphony. I'm very excited. It's going to be a great week, and I'm from Norway, so the weather here is fantastic compared to that. When I work with an orchestra, what I enjoy most is the connection between me and the musicians. You can only make great music together. So of course I come with my ideas and my interpretation, but the musicians, they also have their own styles and way they will play music. So this is where kind of the magic meets and we make things together. And of course when we come to the live performance, this is when the magic happens, because then the audience comes in as well and we can feel the audience getting inspired, we get inspired, and this is what hopefully will end up in the most magical performance. And with this repertoire, I'm sure. So I mean, I'm a Norwegian that grew up in the fjords of Norway, and I'm a big guy, so I bring everything I got into the music and into the interpretation. If the audience can't see me, they would for sure feel me on the stage. I bring everything I got in my whole soul, my whole heart, and my entire body into this performance. I remember someone said to me once, "Rune, you're such a big guy, you have to make good use of that." So I put it all into the music. This weekend's program is very good. There is so much good music in the world, but the way it's put together, it's very American inspired in a way, because Tambor is the first piece, is one of the best American composers. Williams, we know from all the movies, and Rachmaninoff, even though he was not born here, he still spent most of his life here in Hollywood and writing music for films as well. These three composers are all very American inspired, and the music is great. It goes from extreme rhythm, while the Rachmaninoff, it's all about the melody, all about the love, all about the passion, all these melodies that you will go outside the concert hall and you will be humming them probably the rest of the night, maybe the rest of the week. So this is what makes this very unique. It's everything from all emotions to the rhythmical aspects, and I cannot wait to perform it. The way I approach conducting is probably very connected to nature, I would say. When I was little, we lived in the middle of nowhere in Norway. But of course, this in the middle of nowhere was probably one of the most beautiful places in the world. But when you're a kid, you don't think about those things. So I was like, it was far to go to lessons. It was difficult for me to study music from there. And I was surrounded by a lot of the Norwegian folk musicians, so fiddlers. And luckily, there was a professional pianist that moved to the little town I was from. And this is where I was always pulled and dragged to the music. And I think that the fjords of Norway, the waterfalls, the rivers, the mountains is what makes me love dramatic music so much. So nature is very connected to me. Before stepping on the podium, or in my case, I never use a podium, because last time I used the podium, it looked like King Kong was flying over the orchestra. So I usually now have to take it away because I'm a tall guy. But my rituals before a concert, I try to spend as much time as possible outside. I love walking, just being part of the nature, being part of the city. I feel the vibe before I'm going on stage. Then a couple of hours before the performance, I will sit down very quietly with the scores, just reading through them like it was for the very first time, even though I've done them many times and we have rehearsed and practiced. I come into the right emotions before the concert. And then it's going to be a firework. So in this program, I would love the audience to listen to the magic sounds that comes from your orchestra. Because when we meet together and we find this special flow and the sound together, we are shaping the sound together, this is where the audience gets pulled into our music. And of course, there are so many moments in this program where it's going to be loud or soft, or it's going to be so many things to listen for. But for me, the most important thing with this program is the journey we do together. And when there is a perfect concert, the conductor, the orchestra, and the audience, we are all on the same journey together, and we feel the music together. And sometimes I think the audience thinks that they are just coming listening and we are performing. If I feel the vibes from the audience, that just inspires me to do even more. So I always love when there is a full audience and that we can do this journey together. I am the kind of guy that likes a lot of different music. It depends what kind of mood I'm in, or in what kind of mood I would like to be. If I put on some Mozart, you always just get in a good mood. Even though it's hundreds of years ago, he knew how to party. If I want to relax, I will actually probably put on some jazz, some Miles Davis or Chet Baker, and just relax in the background. I get inspired of many, many things. There are so many advice that could be given to young musicians. The best advice I ever got when I was young was that to be a good human being. If you want to make good music, if you want to find the magic in music and deliver it to people, you need to have a good heart, and you need to be there for others. And this is what I always try to say, because musicians, we are young, we are practicing and practicing, and we are very focused on ourselves and our own development. So I would say, if you're going to succeed in music, you need to open the eyes and see others as well. Be careful that you're not just thinking about yourself, you have to look at the big picture. And the big picture needs beautiful music.